Hi, I'm Hunter Fazler, and this is my Lord of the Rings project for Project 3. In choosing my creative projects, I referenced my thesis for my last argument, which was The Lord of the Rings is an allegory for Christianity, World War I, and the Anglo-Saxon era. Each of these allegories also impacted how J.R.R. Tolkien wrote the book. The first project that was created was the one pertaining to Christianity. The shirt has two main parts supported by key symbols and settings that relate directly to Christianity. The first of the two parts was a depiction of heaven. I decided that in The Lord of the Rings, the Shire is a good representation of heaven. The Shire is peaceful, bright, colorful, and filled with happiness. On the other side of the spectrum, or shirt, hell was represented. For this representation, I drew Mordor. This is a lifeless place of hatred and suffering. To draw this, I used more angry colors like red and black. There was also three main symbols that dominated the shirt. The first of which is a very important symbol to the series, the Ring of Power, drawn on the right arm sleeve. I chose this because it is an overarching symbol to the whole story, much like the cross's importance in Christianity. The second of the symbols is the Leaf of Lorien. This was a symbol that the Fellowship of the Ring used to show that they were a team fighting for a common goal. This was included over the heart of the shirt and is a symbol that is like the apostles in Christianity. The leaf is represented on the heavenly side of the shirt to show that they are fighting on the side of good. The last of the symbols is represented by Barad-dûr. This is a representation of Sauron, which is the devil of the series. This is the reason that the tower is on the back of the shirt with the rest of hell. The second project is related to World War I and its relation to The Lord of the Rings. It is a fight advertisement. The idea with this creative project is that it is a good versus evil fight. With this, I mentioned two starting heroes from both sides, one from each faction. The good represents the Allied powers, and the bad represents the Axis powers in World War II. The two banners on the left side represent the Allies. Here, the first banner incorporates a valiant-looking horse, which is an indication that the banner is won on the side of the good. The second banner on the left is the Gondor banner. This banner has a tree depicting it is on the side of life, thus relating it to the side of good. The first banner on the right side of the advertisement is Mordor. This banner is creepy and has an ominous eye in the middle. This agrees with the idea that it is on the side of the villains. The last banner on the right side of the photo depicts a black banner with a seemingly eerie white handprint in the center of the banner. For the background of the advertisement, I put a map of Middle-earth. I felt that this was a good background to show the territories that were being fought over. For my final project, I chose a very famous board game, Monopoly. However, the board tiles are replaced with the Lord of the Rings tiles. The idea here was to create the experience of old Anglo-Saxon times of conquering and expanding your territories. I replaced every spot on the Monopoly board with a place, item, or character from the Lord of the Rings. In doing so, I paid a lot of attention to the placement on the board as well as strength of the Monopoly spot with the strength of the Lord of the Rings spot. I first chose the weakest spot for the Shire, who has little to no impact. Then came the small villages. Next came the mountains and Isengard. The strongest three of the four positions were held by Rohan, Gondor, and Isengard. These are all very strong factions in The Lord of the Rings. The blue pieces went to Mordor for being a risky and dangerous area to be. I filled the railroads with transportations and conflicts, and chance and community chest with helpful items in the series. The middle was filled with a large map of Middle-earth. This was the place where all of these are, and I felt it fit nicely. Each project has its own basis and idea that it has incorporated, the first being the allegory of Christianity in the series, the next being the allegory of World War I in the books, and the final being the allegory of Anglo-Saxon expansion in The Lord of the Rings. Each of these projects held the ideas in both the argument and the Lord of the Rings fandom.